Hello everybody. Today I decided to do Legendary Lord who's a little more current. We have Bashiva the White Tigress. The brand new Legendary Lord for Cathay. She is a fairly strong Lord, good at combat, buffs her units, the Tigermen, quite well, and she has a lot of fun mechanics. Now there are a lot of them, so let's get into it now. Once we load it. While we're waiting, we'll say that I'd honestly say this DLC is quite worth it. Her campaign is very enjoyable. The Tiger units are not the craziest of things in other factions, but if you're playing Bashiva, she buffs them amazingly, and they're incredibly useful, well worth their price point. I do hope they get some sort of changes for the other factions, but for her, they're more than fine. And I will tell you, you should spam a lot of them. She makes them incredibly powerful. I will not be able to show you what the effects are because she does not unlock them at turn 1. But I can switch over to a campaign after the battle so I can show you. Alright, for now, let's get into the battle. Other things she adds to the DLC are heroes called Tigermen Claw Speakers. Very powerful. They come with Beast, Shadow, or Life magic. Powerful types of magic. Beast focuses on buffing. Shadow focuses on damage. Healing focuses on healing. They also get a main side effect here. You can choose one of these 3 things. This one increases their combat stats and grants them a buff to the army whenever they cast. They also grant immune psychology for Tiger units. And you have a large buff you can activate. Quite good. This one, I think, is normally the best. It gives you a lot of winds of magic. An ability that you give magical attacks to your Tigermen that can bypass the physical resistance we talked about in the other video. And it gives you a hugely beneficial magic spell that lets you quickly regenerate winds of magic and get reserves. It's incredible. Lastly, one that gives ward save to himself, and he gets physical resistance to the army when he casts a spell. And this one, which adds replenishment, battle healing cap, and a heal. This one isn't the most crazy. If you want to go with it, you could, if you're in a dangerous situation, but I would say most of the time just go with the magic buff. Oh, and they give you replenishment, which you're going to need in this campaign at least. Alright, let's start. Honestly, isn't the hardest. It's pretty easy, but ogres can be threatening even if there aren't many of them. Big reason for this, you'll know when I get into my ogre video, is ogres have something called ogre charge. Whenever they charge, even if you brace, which is when you have your unit stand still and you click guard mode, which you can see right here, the large shield in the bottom, they still do half their damage. And since they're monstrous infantry, they'll push right through most of your infantry. So you want to try and avoid that. The reason she can handle it so well is she starts with 3 anti-large units, including her specific Tigermen for it, which they have a bonus versus large of 20, and a melee attack of 40, so whenever they attack one of those guys, they have a 60 to hit. They'll hit. Don't worry. I am quite positive. So what I'm going to try this battle is to fight in the forest with most of my units. The reason I want to do this is since ogres are large entities, they have heavy debuffs if they fight in a forest. On the other hand, since mine are small entities, you can see right here with this little entity size thing, they don't have any debuffs fighting in the forest. So those will take care of the ogres really quickly. You don't necessarily have to do this. You could also hold the point. Like that. You could also hold right here and do a bit of a line formation. You'll handle them easily this way, but this seemed pretty fun, so this is what we're going with. soon as those ogres charge, they're going to take a lot of damage. Oh, the saber tusks ran in. They are not going to last very long. If I hover over the saber tusks real quick, you'll see they have a debuff to their melee attack because they're in the forest of -8. It also debuffs their speed, making threatening units die in a few seconds. And the reason I sent my Tigermen in, but not my Jade Warrior Halberds immediately, is because I wanted to make sure these archers were protected from those saber tusks. If they weren't protected, they could have curved around. Now, Bashiva is an anti-infantry lord, but she has a special ability that can debuff the melee defense and speed of a single target. If you pop this down on a single target, she'll start doing quite a bit of damage. Especially if we get those anti-large Tiger Warriors, or some of the other Tiger Warriors to come behind and flank. Now, a reason you want to flank with Tiger Warriors is they have, whereas at their passive Ferocious Ambush, they get extra charge speed, charge, and Devastating Flanker. Devastating Flanker is when you are flanking a unit, you do a whole bunch of extra damage when you charge on them. It is very handy. Now these ogres are coming, so I can't turn around and do that, but you guys see how much damage those did in that charge? I took almost no damage from them before, and that one charge, because they weren't in the forest, chopped my HP. But I'll be able to quickly handle those guys. Bashiva's handling their lord. Looks like the rest of the infantry are dying quite easily. Oh, we have ogres coming towards me, and that's it. Yeah, Bashiva is more than enough to handle her starting enemy. I will say, if you want some extra XP in battle, try and run them down. Tiger Warriors are actually pretty fast. So unless they're using a dedicated fast unit, you will usually be able to run them down. Which comes in very handy in the early game. Like, even though these Noblars have a bit of distance on me, I should be able to catch them with all of my units. And another thing is, Tiger Warriors may have Tiger in their name, but they're not large entities. So they get to fight in forests like that just fine. And they're going to get a huge speed buff when they get within charging distance. As you just saw. Another handy note is they actually have a fair bit of mass. Mass is what you use to push through units. My Jade Halberds have 125. They have 200, I believe, for all of the units. Oh, okay, the Tiger Warriors have 240. But with that mass, they easily push through and shred through everything. That went incredibly well. Tiger Warriors, I couldn't really do it there because, fast units force right in front of me, easy battle. But you want to try and flank to make use of that Devastating Flanker passive. Get attacks from behind, things will route really quickly, you'll do a huge amount of damage with them, it is really worth it. I will say, if you're planning to run a campaign as her, I would spam these, at least for her army. I would go with a full force of Tiger Warriors as soon as you can. She buffs them an incredible amount. I'll show off in a second. Here, I would get replenishment, because you have a second battle right after this. And this reveals your relics, which are your second mechanic. Can't get one in this turn, I will explain it when I switch over. Which I will do right now. So it doesn't look like you can, but you can reach the second battle. And because that was fought so well, you can just auto-resolve it. Take very little damage. Get an incredible ability off of it. And we just take replenishment again. Turn 1, Bashiva, all set. So those are her first battles all done. But because she's so new, I'll also go into the mechanic. Just give me 1 second to reload my campaign I have going on her. Here you go. Oh, and if you guys have any questions about Bashiva or the Tigermen, since they're so new, feel free to ask. I am more than willing to help with anything I can. Oh. And if you're curious, I will explain more about Cathay in general in another video I do for Cathay. Bashiva doesn't do many of the things the rest of the faction does, so they're sort of deserving their own video. I'll do one on Zhao Ming, or maybe you want Bo. If there's any preference, leave it in the comments. I don't mind either. And once this loads, I can show you the mechanic. Okay. So Bashiva here, the reason you want to spam them in her army, she gets Stalking Stance, which lets you ambush. Ambushing battles are you completely catch an enemy off guard. I can't trigger one this turn, so I can't show you. But the big reason is you give all Tigermen a physical resistance of 10%. And cause fear. Incredible. Cause fear lowers enemy leadership, makes them run faster. Physical resistance, if they don't have magical attacks, you resist 10% of the damage they do. So if we go here to the Tiger Court, she also buffs Tigermen. You get these things called relics, which I have one here. There are these green symbols that will appear over settlements called a relic. Once you grab a relic, you go into the Tiger Court and you can devote it to certain things. Way of the Thousand Gods, Prophecy of the White Tiger, or Teachings of Camus. My suggestion is go Way of the Gods first, get it to at least 3, then get the other 2 to 3. The reason you want to prioritize Way of the Gods is you get physical resistance and melee defense for all of your Tiger Warriors, so they'll be incredible in her army. But even more important than that, you get a global recruitment duration -1 turn for all Tiger Warrior units, meaning you can globally recruit a Tiger Warrior in 1 turn from anywhere. Global recruitment, in-turn camp stance, global recruit, see, 1 turn. They are very expensive though, so I would be leveling up. Where is it? This point here, recruitment costs to try and differentiate some of those funds. Though I will say you earn plenty as Bashiva. I only don't have a lot right now because I have almost 3 armies. About. Very fun. Side note. Oh yeah, you also get her other mechanic, armies of Jane Yang. She does not start with an infinite amount of armies she can get, you have to increase the capacity. You do this by going over here and spending Iron Fever. It's a resource you get from doing Zhao Ming's goals and from just fighting in general. And you can also buff unit capacity of these units. She has these are all of the units she can recruit. She has limited recruitment pool. You can increase their capacity here. I would suggest early just increasing Jade Warrior and Jade Warrior Crossbowmen, and then go from there when you're able to. I hope you guys liked the video. Hope you guys found my explanations helpful, and hope you don't mind the length. Until next time, Hammerfell out.